our anger, my anger, is a gift to the other person if projected in the right way,
Yes, if it's clean.
clean way.
Yes. While you were speaking, when you were saying, I'm not going to get angry with you, I would say, hey Sunny, let's up-level our relating where it's okay for you to project your anger onto me when it happens,
Mm-hmm.
that we can allow these things to actually then come back and own anger.
Mm.
And what I mean by that is that I incarnated to be human, which means to be scared, to grieve, to get angry, to hurt, and to have pleasure, joy.
Yeah.
And it's a package deal.
Yeah.
And so, if there is enough space for this, I mean, I'm doing this with Kiki, you know, we have
Yeah.
this amazing relationship for over 6 years now. And when it's okay for her to be angry, then she doesn't hide that.
Mm.
She doesn't edit herself. And oftentimes the anger will come and she'll recognize it herself, and then it will actually transform because she's recognizing that the anger is coming because it's hers. She actually loves to be angry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and if I admit that I love being angry, then I don't have to project it out anymore.
Mm.
And so that is a possibility.
It's creating a space where anger feels okay.
Yes, yes. And anger becomes really clean when it isn't projected anymore.
Mm.
When it's just when I am that
I have a question. How is it not projected?
so
Yeah.
I just give you a little example that I've used that example. Maybe I'm overusing it. You okay with me sharing this, Kiki? Yeah.
Sure.
So we're in the car. Kiki is typing in Chinese because her English was not so good, and it's still improving. And she wrote something and then asked me to stop the car, and then showed me the English translation of what she had written. And I went through like, that's offensive. She's demeaning. She's, like, I was really angry. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a moment of awareness because of this work that I was doing with my teacher, and because of this call, and also because of working with people and discovering what happens for them when they can own their anger. And what I mean by that, owning my anger, is not I have a right to be angry. No. This anger literally is for me, not against me.
Mm.
It's not against anything. It is just, I am here. I exist to be angry in this moment. So exactly, I took a big deep breath like that, and I didn't think of taking a deep breath, but you just did, because you can actually fathom that. And Kiki says, you're angry. And normally I would defend it, and no, I'm not angry, or whatever, right, while being angry. And I said, yes, and this anger is for me, it's mine. I enjoy just having had this wave of anger. And then I continue driving, and after a few minutes, Kiki's hand comes over, and she asked me to stop again. And then she shared, because she had time to sense into where her attack was coming from. And I didn't have to say anything. I didn't have to defend myself. See, if I had tried to defend myself, that's not who I am, we would have had a fight.
Mm-hmm.
And so this was a really lucky incident, but it showed me that this is possible. It showed me that it's possible for me to authentically own my anger as I call it an imperience, an inner experience that has a certain flavor, a certain quality. We all know what it's like to be angry.
Yeah.
And when that is allowed, and I enjoy the taste of it, I enjoy the color of it, I can enjoy the sensations of it, and I'm here just to receive the anger. Then the anger blesses me. And that's the big discovery. Then then the feelings are the deities, literally the deities that I have come here for, that I incarnate for. I came here to be human. Why? Because where I came from, there is no anger. There is no,
Yeah.
like,
It's nothing.
whatever.
It's
Wha-
nirvana.
but that's and then now to own this is like such a liberation, because I don't need to alter my humanity. I don't need to alter my experience, but I can choose to accept this, what is coming to, what is arising within me, even as a response to the outside. And when anger becomes clean like that, it becomes incredibly effective. So, just another memory, a circumstance where a student, the whole class was complaining about her, to me, not directly to her, but and I didn't have any problem with her, and there was nothing to do about it. And then one day we were just walking towards the pool, and she's going on and on and on about something, and I spoke her name, but with such intensity that if I had known this is coming, I would have edited myself. But I was completely unedited. And she stopped walking, and she grabbed my hand and turned towards me, looked me in the face, and she said, "That was really clean, Richard. Thank you." And that was pure anger, but without baggage. And we continued walking. And she became the sweetheart of the class. She changed all her relationships with the people. She became like, she found her whatever. And I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, that was clean anger. And I only knew it was anger after it moved through. And I knew in that moment there is something that I need to learn. There's something I want to learn. I want to be able to access my feelings without the baggage.
So something I heard was that our anger, my anger, is a gift to the other person if projected in the right way.
Yes, if it's clean.
Clean way.
Yes. I mean, she was so stunned. It was like, later on she said it was like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
And it was just her name.
Because you did not say anything to her. You just said her name with the right or the clean, energetically angry way.
Right.
That changed all her relationships, where she was like complained about by everyone, and now she has good
Beautiful.
relationships with everyone.
Yes. Thank you, Sunny. Yeah. And so then it's a blessing. And so when I'm owning it, and like with Kiki, it wasn't even expressed. But she could tell I was, it's like fire, inside, burning, But my attention went back. It's like, wow, this is for me. Yeah, a moment for me.
Yeah. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
We should call it anger work.
But it's not just one. Like if you out of the 5 primary feelings, and I just divided. My teacher came up with that, or maybe I think it is a Tibetan Buddhist thing. Fear, grief, anger, pain, and
pleasure.
joy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and if you shut one of them down, they all get numbed. And that's why we walk around numbed. And where do we experience our emotional body? Through little tiny screens, watching YouTube videos of whatever, beluga whales being attacked by killer whales, or just like nature violence, or MMA, or or
dog
pleasure,
videos, animal videos,
or animal video, or porn, or like and because that's safe.
Yeah.
And so you have an experience of emotions. We pay money to go to a movie theater to get scared, right? And watch a horror movie. Like, why would we do that? Because we are here to feel. But then let's get real. And instead of departing into movie land, what is it like to just be honest with each other?
Mm-hmm.
and that takes a dedication, and and so relationship is a beautiful. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever
It's a relationship
started,
right now. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, like we learn so much in relationship because like we can work on ourselves all the time, but nothing comes up unless we get close to someone, and
Right.
then they bring out our like deepest things out.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
like I cannot annoy myself, but you can annoy me very easily if you want to. Or like sometimes,
Well,
have-
some people can annoy themselves so well.
but then they have a lot of things, to
Right,
work
right,
on.
right.
We are not talking about that.
We had this man, the man who did the forest mulching for our land, and one day Kiki called me. I was at Sundari. She said, come home, there's people fighting. Quick, 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 She was scared
Mhm.
because there was somebody,
Fighting.
people fighting. And
Yeah.
so when we came here with a few other friends, I only saw the man on his machine,
Mm.
and the machine here I had it turned off, and I'm like, is everything okay? He goes, yeah, everything good. I said, oh my, Kiki just called me, and she said that there was some people fighting,
Mm.
and he said, oh, that was just me. I get angry with myself. I don't
Mm.
fight with other people. And then when I told this to Kiki later on, she said, well, he should apologize to himself. And so he was so loud. So, and because we had this talk already, then after I spoke with Kiki, the next day when he came, I told him about her response. And he like could feel that he could potentially and possibly apologize to himself and start to be nicer with himself.
Yeah.
And so in that way, it's like our relationships often we don't bring it out because we don't want to be seen that way, but then we do it to ourselves in a way.
Yeah, like our relationships with others is a reflection of our relationship with ourselves.
Right.
Like
Right.
if we cannot apologize to ourselves,
Right.
how can we apologize to others?
Yeah.
Even if it comes out, those are just words. It
Right.
doesn't have any meaning.
Yeah, that's a big one, to make peace with myself and to apologize and say, I'm sorry.
Like the whole thing with like, I cannot love anyone else unless I love myself,
Right.
because then it's only a need.
So that capacity to love is really determined by the capacity of how deeply can I accept
Myself.
my humanity.
Yeah, because we all are flawed,
Right.
and that's beautiful, right? Our like that the beauty is are in the flaws
Yes.
and how we accept them.
What is that poem? There's a crack in everything, and that is how the light gets in.
Yeah.
Yeah, just before you came, we had a couple here, friends, and we were talking about this, the whole thing about being honest.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's a nice idea, to be honest with others when I'm not even honest with myself.
Mm.
So that's where it starts.
Yeah.
And for me, I have to say it took some hand-holding of teachers and people that were capable of really mirroring when I was present with myself and when I would leave,
Mm-hmm.
and to become more honest with myself.
Mm.
And then in that honesty, so much transforms. And to me, it's not an honesty about story. It's an honesty that brings me to be transparent with my imminent experience,
Mm.
with what's happening right now. It's like when